Well, I went to school integrated when I was in 8th grade. Um, that was when Carver Hill was closed down. My mother and dad were school teachers there, and whenever school closed down, they tried to get rid of the black school teachers. I remember they had to call in health, education, and welfare in order to keep their jobs. As a result of that, they scattered the school teachers from Carver Hill all over Okaloosa County to the different schools. When the schools integrated and the black kids from Carver Hill went to the middle school and the high school, what it amounted to was maybe 2 or 3 of us in the class together. I remember that we used to ask who's in there with you, meaning what black person is in class with you, and a lot of times there might be only one. And segregation, in ways, we had a lot of things going on because at Carver Hill, our school was more like a family, okay? It was a community school. Everybody in school knew each other, so we were not backed up because anybody in the neighborhood could tell your parents what was going on, and everybody in the neighborhood knew each other and knew each other's parents. But just talking a little bit about Carver Hill itself, we used to receive a lot of books and things that the books were new to us, but we knew they came from somewhere else because a lot of times they'd have other kids' names in them. And we'd get some of the books that were discarded from the other schools. Okay, being at a segregated school, our teachers were really prepared because they knew that they had to go out and find a lot of their own material to work with and things like that. And of course they did that. And the teachers there, would take care of the kids just like they were family and stuff. But moving on to when the schools integrated, a lot of our camaraderie changed as far as that was concerned. A lot of kids didn't excel as much as they did when we were going to a segregated school because it was like we were in school, the school was already set up, and the people who were special people were already there. So the treatment at the school was different. Of course, you had some teachers that, would try and treat everybody the same. Then, of course, you had others that weren't. We had different standards as far as that's concerned, as far as punishments or the way, we were seen as misbehaving. A lot of times, we would get together in small groups and things like that, and somebody would want to come up and want to know what we're talking about in the groups. It was kind of like whenever there were black codes, whenever they had slavery, and one of the codes during that time was that the black people could not get together and talk without there being somebody white in their midst, and that was kind of how it was at school. But we did manage to all get together for events right down here at the ballpark, okay? And we used to see each other from time to time, visiting each other's houses and things like that. So, as far as Carver Hill School was concerned, Mr. Davis was our principal there, okay? And Mr. Davis was from Palmetto, Florida, he and his wife both. And as a result of that, him going to FAMU, where a lot of black teachers came from, whenever he would hire teachers, a lot of times they would come from Palmetto too, and they would come up from the south and come down here and work, and then they would leave once they got experience behind them and go back to their towns and teach school and things like that. So he and his wife had, I know at least 6 teachers that came from the same town that he came from, my mother being one of those teachers. Life in school was really different whenever schools integrated. We didn't get a lot of encouragement from our teachers, at least I didn't, as far as trying to do good and stuff. But the major thing that stood out in school to me was the fact that the athletes, okay, when our guys went to school, they played basketball, they played football, and every one of them were well known. for their athletic abilities, but it wasn't a lot of bright shining on academics abilities as far as we were concerned. I think, I don't know, I have a brother that's probably 10 or 15 years younger than what I am. And even when he got ready to graduate from school with honors, he wasn't even invited to their honors banquet and stuff. And so, you know, a lot of things have gone on, and the struggle for education for us has been really real. And I'm hoping that this will help inspire some of the young kids that go to school now to know the people that went ahead of you and what they had to endure for you to even get recognized as anything other than an athlete at school. And I know sometimes at school kids tend to want to pick at you if you smart, if you spend a lot of time reading and things like that, makes you want to kind of dumb it down for that. But don't do that. Keep going and do the best that you can. There's a lot of people that gave up a lot in order for you to be able to get an education and to have the same education that other people are having. You know, be able to go wherever you want to go, or do whatever it is you need to do to excel. Now, I know here in Okaloosa County, we don't see a lot of doctors and lawyers, not black doctors and lawyers, but there are a lot of cities that's got a whole lot of doctors and lawyers and things like that. And I just want you to be encouraged and inspired to do the best you can in whatever events or whatever academic role that you're trying to take on, and get as many science and math classes as you can, okay? Because education is gonna be your key to doing anything in life. Okay. All right.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.